David. Not the result you guys were chasing. Some positive signs, but it must be frustrating again to be on the wrong side of it.
Yeah, we've been saying this for a long time now that very positive signs because we're in the games. Obviously starting 2 weeks in a row, giving them a goal inside the first 5 minutes. It's just not what we want, obviously, but the way they came back in both games to go 1-1, but just the goals out of nowhere again when we're dominating 2 weeks in a row, and so the guys are playing well, just not able to in those moments in the game where we need that goal to push on in a period of dominance, we weren't able to do it. But last games, we've been playing well. We get more possession, more good ball work, more good chances, and we just have to keep doing that, especially at home now.
Yeah. How are you guys trying to correct some of those things? There's obviously been a bit of a recurring theme. What are you guys working on the training paddock to kind of turn those small losses into draws or wins?
Well, when you look at the way we've in the flow of the game, we're creating chances, we're not taking them. So obviously we constantly focus on our ability to create the chances which we're doing, but obviously the finishing comes from confidence, and they have to just keep going. We're scoring goals, not enough goals, so it's important that they keep going with that, which they have been doing. And then the other side of it is the conceding the goals. Again, it's coming in moments of the game when we're dominating. It's not like a period of pressure from the opposition. We came back into the game against West United. That second half felt very comfortable that we were able to get the winning goal at that point, and then obviously the goal again came out of nothing, and we had to reset again. So yeah, that's hard to train. That's a mental thing where the guys in our situation have to just keep being strong to make sure that when we're at home now, our last home game, that we really put up a fight like we have been doing in recent games, but we turn those moments into a positive result for us and a win.
Yeah, it hasn't been a great season at home for the Glory. They're worst in the A-League era record at home. What do you think has contributed to some of the poor results at home?
I just think the turnover that we've had 35 players that we've changed constantly. We've had no consistency, and we've spoken at length about how that is. We're transitioning into I hate saying that, but we're 35 players. You don't have a season where you play 35 players, and you look at the teams that are doing well, they've used a minimal amount of players, and we've had to do that. We've had to use the windows the way we have. We've got all these new guys in, but again, it's week after week, new team. We're not able to field the same 11, and that's really hurt us.
Yeah, obviously that is a lot of players to use, and there have been a few injuries which have forced that. In terms of when it comes to player selection, do you feel like sometimes there have been reasons where you have had to chop and change, but in terms of some of the guys on the bench that are kind of in for a game, out of a game, what's the process around that?
Well, quite often earlier on it was different. I mean, a lot of the guys just missed the whole pre-season, so I literally had to find out what they could do during the season. A little bit similar to the new guys have come in, although it's just different fitness levels. But the changes to the lineup most of the time has been forced for whatever reason, and that's just been unfortunate, And even like Lockie Wales getting fitter, and then he's been out for the last 2-3 weeks. So it's just we have to wear that one. Oka was doing brilliantly, and now he's got an injury, and it's the same process. So there's no way around that. Rizzo's been coming in slowly, so he had an injury, he's been coming in, and so it's just the way it's landed, and we have to take that. But again, 35 players, just way too many players in a normal season. That's the process that we've had to go through.
Is there a frustration, a disappointment, maybe a bit of guilt even that you guys haven't been better at home this season?
Frustration, certainly, because I think we should have won quite a lot of games. The last West United game when we played at home, the Central Coast one, we were winning 1-0, created a lot of chances. I mean, there's a lot of games there that I think we should have won, but we didn't. So the football has been, the results, again, clouds everything. Football has been good, but it's a results game, and we haven't got the results.
It just, as Ben mentioned, results, David, at home haven't been what you would have liked them to have been. How much would it mean to yourself and the lads to, I guess, reward the members and fans who've turned up week in, week out to at least finish on a high on Saturday?
Oh, look, the guys are putting in every week. It's not easy for in this situation when they're, you keep hearing you're playing good football, you're not getting the results. Yeah, that's one thing. So the guys are putting in every week, and for themselves and obviously for the fans. But just on the fans, you just saw on the last weekend how many fans came to Melbourne. That's fantastic to see. Not just for us, but for the A-League. We want that culture of fans coming, and for fans to do that in the situation where we are just shows what a loyal fan base that we have. And we've seen that at home quite a few times when they're just so ready for us to take the next step and start winning games, and we know that. So we're very thankful to our fans, and obviously we want to do everything to get that win like we have in previous games, and it will be no different on the weekend. We want to win these games, and we want to do it for our fans, and we want to finish this season at home with a positive result.
Adelaide, David, coming up, what sort of game are you expecting, and do you think the departure of Calvert this morning, or the imminent departure of Calvert, will have any impact on the game?
That's hard to say. I mean, it's probably a shock to everyone there, and especially the timing of it now in the season. But Adelaide this season have been a high-scoring team. They've conceded goals, scoring goals. A lot of the games are high-scoring games. We had a 2-2 draw when we played over there. They're a very good ball-playing team. So they've got a lot of dynamic players, and I expect that to eventuate in this game. Yeah, but. Other than that, I just expect another hard game. Every game in the A-League has been hard.
Any fresh injuries from the game last weekend?
Not really. There's a few niggles there that we have to look at, and it's taking a little bit longer for some of the boys, but we'll just have to wait. We've got another training session. We'll wait and see.
Steve, any questions yourself?
Yes, could I just ask David back over at your reaction to Carl Beard's departure? Obviously, they're now parting ways. Your reaction to that and what effect it might have?
Yeah, I think just like I said, I think it's a bit of a surprise for everyone over there in Adelaide, I guess. But it's hard to say what kind of reaction it's going to give. I don't know what's going on in the group there, and but generally that kind of information is going to surprise and shock the playing group. So I'm expecting. I think he's done a good job there, and I think that the players will be right behind him and show that on the park.
Are you yourself feeling any more or less pressure on your job?
I think there's always pressure, and obviously, again, results business, and it's been a tough year. I think everyone knows that this is for us a lot of change and a lot of transition. You've seen that, like I mentioned, with the number of players, but still it's a results game, so there's always pressure. But I'm in constant contact with the owners and the ownership group, and we discuss these things all the time. So I just focus on the next game and making sure that we continue to play the way we're playing. But now we need to get the results, and as we're building for the future.
Thanks, Zdrilic. Thank you.
Thanks, mate.
Lockie and Okamoto still out for this week?
Lockie Wells is back in training, so we're assessing him. Oka, no. So, yeah, just a little bit longer for him.